because whenever the story of democratic struggle in Nigeria is written, one organization that we always get a mention is the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO. So when such group raised concern over governance, it should be a wake-up call. NADECO has written an open letter to President Muhammadu Buhari over rising insecurity in the country. The solution, according to the letter signed by the General Secretary Ayo Padokun, is return to the 1963 Constitution. The group also called for the suspension of the 2023 election until the country gets a new constitution. Dr. Let me start from you. How realistic is this? That a new constitution before 2023, from my countdown, is less than 2 years to that 2023 election. From INEC's timetable, the election that will bring in the president is going to hold sometime in February. And looking at February 2023, looking at what the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, are calling for now, and they're telling us to visit the 1960 and the 1963 Constitution. How will you regard this letter from NADECO, a mere wailing or genuine call for to solve Nigeria's political problems?
Well, in my estimation, there's you can't discountenance any call at this point in the country's life, where you have virtually everything going wrong. Not even NADECO, which has contributed in no small measure to the present democratic dispensation that we are enjoying. So, but like you asked, the big question is this genuine? It is, if you ask me. The people of Nigeria, so to say, not our representatives now, have made their concerns known about the constitution we are running now. And this has been raging for a while. But the answer we've always gotten, and which, as at 2 days ago, still came up, has been that, see, we have representatives in the National Assembly who should be speaking on behalf
of the people.
Mm. And in that constitution that we want the government to abrogate and bring up a new one, are clauses there that says all these amendments can only be done by the National Assembly. So which then takes us back to the issue that we Nigerians have been raising. Are these people truly our representatives?
We're committed to them.
Well, that is what we assumed happened, or what we will say happened. But did our votes speak for us at that time?
Come out to vote.
No, because when you go back to that election, you'll see from even the records a lot of disputations. People going to court, meaning that there wasn't an agreement that most of these people who are our representatives should truly be there. You'll see that some people, out of them, they've been thrown out, replaced, and all of that. So, but in the real sense of it, because they are still the ones who are occupying those seats there in the National Assembly, they remain our representatives. But do they really represent us? That question comes to the fore when you look at it, based on what we always say. A man says, I'm representing you. He goes into the assembly. The next time you see him is towards the next election, which is 4 years. What has he taken from his constituents? What has he taken away? If you have a constituent as strong as NADECO, for instance, in the Southwest, saying we need to abrogate the present constitution, and the only vibe we are getting from those who are representing us in that assembly from the Southwest is that nothing can be done other than mere amendments, then it should tell you that there is a disconnect between our representatives and the people. So we need to now sit down and ask ourselves, if we're having so much wahala, so much problems in the country, and the people are saying, see, there is a fundamental flaw, or there are flaws in the constitution we are using now, can we take another look? Why are the representatives of the people not thinking along that line?
Adekunle Yusuf, how visible is it for Nigerians to jettison the 1999 Constitution for the 1963 Republican Constitution? Who are those that are going to make this move? And we've always seen it, and we've said it, that the power to tinker beats the Constitution, not wholesale amendment of the Constitution or discarding the 1999 Constitution to go and adopt the 1963 Constitution. There's a process going on now at the National Assembly, the body that has been given the power. So how do we go about this before 2023 to leave 1999 Constitution to adopt 1963 Constitution? Do you think this is realistic?
I don't think it is realistic. I have to be honest, because Nigeria is a country of contradictions, a country where hypocrisy rules the minds of men and women that run the affairs of our country, a country where there is no sincerity, a country that leaders say something and do another thing, and leaders across the board. You get what I'm trying to say? But it is possible if we are truly sincere. As we speak now, the greatest challenge to Nigeria is how to reinvent its concept of nationhood. Without doing that, we will never have peace, we will never have development, we will never have anything that democracy ordinarily should give us. It is not new. Don't let anybody tell you the National Assembly is doing a constitutional review, is doing public hearing. They've done it several times. It's a waste of time, waste of national resources, just to keep some people busy. Is it this National Assembly? Please, let's not. I don't want to discuss that. When you look at what is going on in our country, we need sincerity of purpose. Believe me, we always say, okay, let's do restructuring, let's do this, let's do that. Some people will tell you they don't understand what restructuring means. Many people who understand what restructuring means will tell you something else. You understand my point? So all of us, we are not sincere. For me, I've stopped blaming the president. We know we always say the president, because each time people throw it to the president that there should be restructuring, you see response from the presidency. It's unnecessary. If the president, as powerful as the president is, he cannot unilaterally give Nigeria restructuring. You understand my point? Those in the National Assembly, how many of them are discussing restructuring? Apart from ordinary folks out there, how many members, including those who became somebody politically,
and one thing,
that the only thing they knew how to do then was to fight. We want restructuring. They love restructuring.
One thing I've noticed about this restructuring clamor,
okay,
it's very, very popular in the south. When you go to the north, there's a misconception. We don't have an agreement yet on the meaning of restructuring.
That is where
so you can't tell an average northerner. I met somebody in a hotel this weekend, and he said, "What do you mean restructuring?"
See, when people say 1960 Constitution and 1962, those are the two constitutions that were negotiated by the Nigerian people. From 1966 to date, they were military abracadabra. You get the one you are talking about, 1999 Constitution. By now,
even Obasanjo did not see
ordinarily
on time.
People should have revolted that this is not a constitution of Nigeria. It was a constitution done by some people in maybe their bedroom or anywhere. We didn't know. And signed, that was not a constitution. 1999 Constitution, but we all maybe just willingly. But when you look at it, what is in the 1960 and 1960, you will see that the distribution and control of resources, you understand me, it truly defined Nigeria as a federalism, that a federal republic. Nigeria is not a federal republic as we speak. It's a unitary republic. They just target a wrong name. What we are practicing in Nigeria is a unitary system of government. So when you look at devolution of power, that time you will see when the Western region, you will see the constitution of the Western region, you will see the constitution of the Eastern region, you will see the North, you will see police Western region, police Eastern, you will see all that. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Then you will see that when we talk about restructuring, for people who don't understand, we are talking about resource control. As at that time, whatever resources you find in your domain belongs to you. Then 50% of it you take, 50% to the federal government. Then the 50% to the federal government, you know, we now go into the pool that will be shared again. You get my point?
Okay.
People need to understand.
Now, do you think the clamor for the adoption of 1963 Constitution is a step backward for the country? Now, who is going to initiate this? Can some people come together, suo motu, and they are saying that, oh, that they want to, we should adopt
that obviously is not possible. The last attempt we made was during the Goodluck Jonathan administration. A lot of Nigerians have commended the documents that came out from that process. That document, even Jonathan himself refused
to sign
it. But after he left,
about legal backing.
Yes, after he left, he handed it over to President Buhari and said, "Look, this is what we came up with.
Do something about it."
So when you now ask, if you that initiated the process as president could not
do the
needful
implementation
by ensuring that it came into effect before attempting,
or in the minimum, give it a legal backing.
You know, before even attempting to seek re-election, because the whole idea was to get re-election, to get re-elected, and then come back and say, "See, okay, what do we now do with this?" Because if he was genuinely interested in it, what he should have done at that time was to say, "Pronto, this goes to the National Assembly."
I have Benedict from River State.
Hello, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Go ahead, please.
The problem of Nigeria is the working document. That is the constitution. Remember that during the time of Abdul Salam, when it was about handing over, people complain. People like them, they complain about the constitution that it's not going to lead us to anywhere. But Abdul Salam told us that, look, they are military people, personnel. They don't know about, the expertise in making up a good constitution. That should be left to the politicians, which are civilians. But by the time he handed over, Obasanjo, who took over, saw the great, the power in the constitution. This constitution is a military constitution. It's a monarchical constitution. Obasanjo saw the powers, vested in the head, and he used it more than what is even expected. So no person that will get this constitution and would like to put up another constitution because he put plenty of opportunity in their pocket, like the National Assembly now. He put plenty of money in their pocket. If we make this society to continue to devolve, it will not make it.
Thank you. Yeah, don't also forget that the clamor for 1963 Constitution is what we are looking as recommended by NADECO.
I'm saying, see, the conditions under which these constitutions, 1960 and 1963, came into being, they don't exist now as they were then. So if we decide that we want to go back,
I'm sure this 1963 constitution will be like a regional arrangement.
Yes, how are we going to rearrange it to get back there? So what we should do realistically is for the government, if it does not want to go back to the Jonathan Constituent Assembly, to say, okay, genuinely, let's get people to talk this time around, and we fashion something good. Because what came out, the document that came out from that one by Jonathan, was applauded. It has
some recommendations.
Elements of the 1969, which met the present reality in terms of what you spoke about. What does it not feel at this time? Because we are talking of the present day Nigeria, not the Nigeria of then. What does it not feel at this time? What does the South feel at this time?
The chairman of Revenue Allocation Committee and that represented President Buhari this weekend at the function, actually said, look, he fell short of saying the clamor for restructuring is not realistic. Now, and NADECO is calling for the suspension of the 2023 election until a new constitution is enacted. Going by my calculation, this administration just have less than 700 days in office.
You see, when you look at the 1960 and 1963 constitution, it will be difficult for any part of Nigeria to cry of marginalization, of injustice. But
we're not saying the constitution is not okay.
Okay.
How do we jettison the almighty 1999 constitution without the National Assembly involved? Is it possible?
Then
this present arrangement,
the civil society, the ordinary folks, the civil society, people who are genuinely interested in true development, in peace and prosperity of Nigeria, we keep talking. You need to keep pressurizing people in powers.
Will you support the suspension of the next election to achieve this?
If it can happen, let me tell you, with the constitution we are running, we can never ever get anywhere. We know it. Those who are in charge, believe me, Obasanjo is one person that is most difficult to convince or change his mind. But when he left power, he kept on saying, this. Now he has changed. I think he has seen enough to believe that this constitution, we need to change a lot of things. Look at what we are talking about when we say devolution of power. When we say state police, is one of those things when people are talking about restructuring. Then resource control. Look at what is happening today. There is no healthy rivalry between states. Many our state governors, all they know is to go to Abuja, collect whatever is due to them, and come back.
Mr. President,
that is not the idea
signed an
behind federalism.
Order empowering the local governments. Still, some governors are.
Then I'm now going there. That
is that not restructuring?
If we now bring back 1960 or 1963 constitution. With the current set of politicians that we have today, the ruling elite that we have now, believe me, we will still have problems as we speak. Okay, for example, when we all our presidents, successive presidents, we always criticize them, to the extent of sometimes, being unfair to them. The real problems are the governors in Nigeria. The Nigerian governors, they are the problem. You look at every federalism, big developments take place through subnational government. If you look at the way our governors
run, issue raised by Mr. Ayopadogun's group, this NADECO, is resource control and fiscal federalism. Why is it such a naughty issue in the country?
Well, it has become naughty because we decided to go federal. And unfortunately, when you look at the statistics in that statement or that letter to President Buhari, UN, and the rest, they are quite clear. The South-South, for instance, gives us about 70% of our revenue, but getting about 13% when it comes to sharing. And unfortunately, because there is no competition again among the states, like you have pointed out. Even states that have resources, they are not developing it. There are states with huge deposits of bitumen now, and we have untarred roads in Nigeria. Look, using scarce foreign documents, instruments, dollar, and to bring in bitumen. This doesn't speak well of us.
Commercial quantity
when we have it, We have all of these things everywhere. So until we get to the point where we're able to address these issues, holistically, we won't get there.
Christian is calling us from Lagos. Thank you for staying with us.
Hello, sir.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Christian.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All right, sir. Please, I want you to put this to Nigeria notice so that they will really understand what this true federalism is all about. Let them go and adopt UAE pattern of leadership. UAE, okay? UAE, there is Abu Dhabi, there is Sharjah, there is Ajman, there is Dubai. All these states develop themselves. They don't depend on the federal government. I was there, I'm a resident there, so even the day of the election, you won't notice anything. They will do the election, nobody knows. So let us make people understand what is meaning of indigenous development, state development. It's not federal development. Federal government cannot develop a country. It's a state that develops. Use what you have to develop your people. It's as simple as that.
Thank you for your.
Unfortunately,
on the final notes, how best do you think the federal government should address the issues contained in this NADECO letter?
Let us talk and let us agree that we need to again reestablish the basis for our coexistence. What we are doing now is forceful cohabitation. Some want to go. The Southeast has declared, whether the governors accept it or not, the people under them are speaking that they need to go and develop. If everybody develops at its our own pace, like the last caller said, we'll be where we want to go. You go somewhere like UAE and you see what is there, you are amazed. No.
Ukune, how best do you think the federal government can address the issues contained in this letter?
I don't want the federal government to be afraid of Nigerians talking to themselves. We need to talk. Let's sit down. We need to reinvent the basis of our marriage.
We've been talking now.
No, that's
under Obasanjo we spoke.
See, we need this time around.
Agenda did not allow us.
This was not the condition of Nigeria. This was not the condition of Nigeria under Obasanjo. Things have changed for the worse massively. So now, before things totally got out of hand, we need to sit down, discuss and reinvent the basis of our marriage. If one or two members of the same marriage are not happy, then the house cannot have peace. We need to negotiate. The military came into power, and doctored with the basis of our, tilt Nigeria in favor of one section of the country. That's not proper.
All right.